This is Coogan Cassius for Rifle TV in association with MTK Global. We're in the motor car of Eddie Hearn. It's a Bentley something. What is it? A Bentley what? What is it?
A GTC.
Baller. On the way back from Sheffield, and to be honest, I was rather surprised how entertaining that press conference was. Oh yeah. As soon as the train started.
All you're thinking is views, 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 views. I'm going to call you VW, not because of Volkswagen, but because of View Whore. That is going to be your new name, VW.
So I'm going to apply this.
Anyone that sees Coogan anywhere in any public space, VW is the new name. If you see us travelling anywhere and you shout out, "Oi, Coogan, VW!" you will get 2 tickets to an event of my choice.
How's that going to happen?
Well, we're going to be travelling in Manchester.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's going to go, "Oi, Coogan, VW, View Whore!" I'm going to go, "Right, you, come here. Make a note of your personal details. Let's get some tickets to you."
Alright, I'm going to counter this offer. If you see me and Eddie Hearn and someone comes up and chins Eddie Hearn, right, me and James will contribute 250 quid. Yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah, 250 quid. Taken a while for this to be confirmed.
Yeah.
Obviously the hold-ups were due to the venue, which is now obviously confirmed as Bramall Lane.
It is.
Tell me about the struggle.
The struggle is real. The struggle is life. I think the best fight in the 147-pound division. One of the best fights in world boxing. Errol Spence against Kell Brook, Bramall Lane, 27,000. The delay was all about how many people we could get in, how many people we could get on the pitch, licences, etc., etc. Big shout out to Sheffield United Football Club, who are flying high at the moment. Stephen Bettis and Simon McCabe particularly, who really push this hard for this historic event, and we can't wait. May the 27th. I think it's a great fight. I think it's a fight that historically in boxing would never have happened, because I think you've got a guy in Errol Spence where really advisors would say, "Listen, you're building in America, you're doing some great numbers, stay over here, we'll keep boxing here, maybe we'll give you a shot against Thurman." And with Brook, you got someone who say, "Why do you want to fight Errol Spence? He's a young lion. Good young fighter. Not many have heard of him outside of boxing. Let's find a faded name." But the good news for fans is all these fights are getting made. BELLEW, CROLLA-LINARES, Burns and Dongo, Joshua versus Klitschko, Brook v Spence, and we ain't even in June yet, baby. I got a whole lot of shit to come.
So
shit is in like good shit.
Yeah. We know. So after getting a lot of criticism over his last mandatories,
he doesn't decide who his mandatories are.
No.
But if he would have moved up, everyone would have said, "You've swerved Errol Spence," and he didn't want to do that. He wanted to fight Errol Spence. He wants to fight the best. People question whether he'd fight him. People question whether he can beat him, and I think that motivates Kell Brook as well. It's a great fight. It's wonderful. I think a great word is wonderful. It's a wonderful fight.
What triggered that off in the press conference? It started off pretty civil, pretty low key, and then the last sort of 12 minutes kind of erupted between a bit of bickering from the team.
There's been a little bit of beef on social media. Nothing.
Beef.
It's sounds like one of your headlines.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And I think they're both quite respectable guys. I think just needed a little spark, and the spark was the trainer, wasn't it? He just started piping up about, "You guys are celebrating losing to Golovkin." That's what he started saying, and then Dominic had a back and forwards, and it was fairly well mannered. As violent as it got was the debate about who your best win was. So it was intellectual boxing banter, and nice bit of spice between the two. It's a spicy fight. Loads to lose for both guys. For Brook, he's fighting for those marquee nights at 147 £, and for Spence, he's fighting to prove the hype is real. And I think the hype is real. I think he's one of the best welterweights in the world. I just so think that Kell Brook is the best welterweight in the world. We shall find out.
Well, you kind of called that Pacquiao Khan wouldn't happen for Khan's next fight as such, and that seems to be the case. So, what did you know that?
Congratulations, Eduardo. No, it was never about this fight ain't gonna happen. I just knew it was never gonna happen. I spoke to people who told me it was never gonna happen.
So what do you think the idea behind, obviously from both their Twitter accounts,
They've agreed the fight. They'd signed the fight if this mysterious money reared its head, which obviously it didn't, and it wasn't gonna, and it certainly wasn't gonna in 7 or 8 weeks. So it was weird, bad, like really bad management from Amir Khan to tweet that a fight is done, because now he's looking to have a warm-up fight, a tune-up fight at the end of April, early May, and he's going to get laughed out of town because he's just told the world he's fighting Manny Pacquiao, and now he's going to be fighting someone no one's ever heard of. So, you know, but you live and learn, don't you?
When the tickets go on sale for this?
Next Thursday, the 30th of March, Fight Pass. 31st of March, general sale through Sheffield United. We're going to release the prices on Monday, I believe.
What's your top whack?
I think the VIP's £500. I think there's a special package as well beyond that. I think it's £800, but it's like for the third row only.
Is that for like a picture of you and
you get to touch my knee. Yeah.
I'm glad you said knee.
Stroke. You can sit. We can't sit near. You can walk past me and just stroke my knee, and that's £800. You can hold my hand for £1,000.
All right. So yeah, listen. That's solid. Better than solid. That's better.
The fight?
Yeah,
it's a great fight. It's fight of the year.
Calling that quite early in May.
I'll call it when I fucking want, to be honest with you.
Son. Golovkin from the weekend.
No, he's just full.
Golovkin from the weekend.
I haven't seen it. I have seen everyone's comments. What can I say? Most people thought Daniel Jacobs won the fight, I think. Am I right in saying that? Or well, you were there.
Split. Most social media comments point towards Daniel Jacobs winning this.
I think that, I don't know. Is Gennady Golovkin getting old? Did the Kell Brook fight take anything out of him? Was it an off night? Did he overtrain? Was it just a great performance from Daniel Jacobs? He got the plan right. Maybe a little bit of everything. Don't know what else to say really.
But without you not having watched the fight.
No, I mean I think they talked about him fighting Billy Joe in June 10th. Yeah. I mean, that's ironic from a promoter that always used to accuse me of sending fighters abroad. Now he's sending his world champion, not just abroad, but to Kazakhstan against Gennady Golovkin. I mean, he could at least get the fight in the UK. We got him to come to fight Kell Brook. Why can't he get him to come to fight Billy Joe Saunders for all the belts? I don't think Billy Joe Saunders should go to Kazakhstan to fight him. And I don't know, I think because of the performance, I think, does he want to go straight back into camp? Probably have to have a week off and go into camp. I don't know.
Time to tell about that one.
Yeah.
Did you see Conlon?
I saw the stoppage, yeah. I thought, I'll tell you what I thought. I thought Matthew Macklin, Top Rank, all those guys, I thought they did a really, really good job. Really good job. I thought it was first class promoting. It looked virtually full in there.
It was.
Atmosphere looked great. It was a coup and a half to get Conor McGregor there. I liked all the build-up they did. Yeah, I think hats off to Top Rank and Matthew Macklin and to Mick Conlon. I thought they did a really, really solid job there.
What was the thing about why you never went in for Conlon?
Nothing really. Matt called me. This is well before the Olympics, asking if I'd be interested in Mick Conlon, and it wasn't. We weren't really looking at Ireland, and I think from there, then he went and did a deal with Top Rank, and I think that deal was in place pretty much before the Olympics. So no, it's never like I don't. And this sounds muggy, and Mick said it as well. I don't really approach fighters. I don't hound them down, sit outside their door, text them, DM them on Twitter, slide into their DMs. Like, they know where we are. It doesn't mean we don't want them, but I think that obviously someone made a play for him, and I think he's in a good place with Top Rank. I think they're going to give him a lot of opportunities, and I think they did a great job for the debut.
O'Hara Davies versus Ashley Fairfax. What's going on?
Nothing. No, I messaged Leonard Ellaby and told him we'd be up for that fight. Made him an offer. Haven't heard back as yet. I don't know. I think it's going to be difficult to match O'Hara because he's a dangerous motherfucker, and I'm not sure everyone's going to be queuing up to fight him. I think it's not going to be long before we make the offer to Josh Taylor for that fight.
His fight this weekend.
Yes, I think it's a great fight.
Oh, you think that'll happen this year, definitely?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we'd like that fight this year. It's a great fight. Two very good young fighters.
How did your show go?
NXT Gen. It was the absolute bollocks. I loved it. The ratings were really good for just relatively small production.
So it was on Facebook
and Sky Sports.
Right.
It was on Facebook from 7 till 10, and then Sky Sports 1 from 10 till midnight. Atmosphere was great. Some really good fights. Some great performances. Sky loved it. JD Sports loved it. The fans loved it. I went for a bagel after in Brick Lane. And we're already playing the next one. Probably Newcastle.
Yeah?
For the next one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that going to be like your fighters still, or is it going to be mixed in?
It's going to be mixed in. I want good young fighters and give them... but obviously when we're going to another city, it's going to make sense to stick in a couple of prospects from that city. The key to going to the North East is for Josh Kelly, and to give him a fight up there.
Okay. When are you looking to do that?
Potentially May the 19th.
Okay.
Is that alright with you, or
Yeah.
you have to check your diary?
Check. There's so many dates and things coming out, and this, that, and the other.
It's good, isn't it?
Have to
It's a
check
great
this
time to
shit.
be a boxing fan. It's even better time to own your own YouTube channel focusing on boxing.
Yeah, everyone get on board. Well, we're going to play a little game I thought of just as I was talking to you. So basically, I will give you two personalities in boxing, yeah? And I will also give you the subject, and you have to have the conversation. Do you kind of get where I'm going?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Impressions.
Yeah, impressions.
Yeah, but I don't be. I've got a good reputation for doing impressions, but they're limited at the same time.
Yeah.
So.
Right, let's just give it a go. Come on.
Cool.
Right. So Bob Arum, yeah, talking to Floyd Mayweather about you. So they're kind of panicking that you've come on the scene over the last few years.
Floyd, it's Bob. Have you seen this little schmuck Hearn? This silver spoon fat kid? He walks around with his suits on like he's the main man. It's time, Floyd. We gotta take this kid out the game. He comes in, he doesn't know shit about boxing. He talks shit all the time. He says Pacquiao's this, Pacquiao's that. He hasn't got a clue. He's gotta keep his nose out, Floyd. What do you say?
Bob, when I boxed Arturo Gatti, I was the B-side.
I became the A side. And when I boxed Oscar, I was the B side. I became the A side. And Eddie Hearn is good for the sport of boxing. Floyd, I've told you before, he's a schmuck. His dad was a schmuck. He's a schmuck. We gotta get rid of this kid. Bob. With Mayweather Promotions, with Leonard Ellaby, we're here. I'm not relaxing. Go fuck yourself, Floyd. It's about as good as it gets.
That's good. That was good. Right, rolling off. Right, Chris Eubank talking to Conor McGregor about his boy Junior.
Mr. McGregor, I believe that is your name. I am not sure about MMA. I am not sure about UFC because it does not embody the spirit of boxing, the spirit of the warrior's code. I do not know if there is such code in mixed martial arts, easy for you to say. But you have to understand that if Junior ever got in the ring with you, he would finish you. Who the fuck is that guy? He is my son. He is a warrior. He is part of me. He is just an extension of myself. And if he got in the ring with you, he would take you to pieces. He's an AL-09.
What?
We'll stop that game.
No, one more. Schaefer talking to Jim McDonnell about James DeGale.
Oh god, it's really a good one. Okay, Jim. We need to sign up James DeGale. He's a good fight. I like James because when he is boxing, everybody needs to get the popcorn ready. I think I can box him in all over the world. I have contacts in America, in Asia. I now have the World Boxing Supersonic Series. It is an ultimate chance for fighters to get together in big unification fights that are avoiding fight fans, and everybody gets to sit down with their popcorn. What do you say, Jim?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Dickie. James at the moment, he's in camp, he's buzzing. We done 15 rounds on the bag the other day, but he's with Eddie Hearn, and I think Eddie Hearn's a good kid, he knows where he's going, but you've got to understand, James is a special fighter. Whether it's 12, 15, 18, 19, 25 rounds, James will be there till the end. And
yes, I know, but Hearn is a schmuck, we need to get... Sorry, Richard, this is it's not meant to be offensive. We must... I am the player. I'm going to ruin everyone in boxing. And we are, of course, sponsored by Butterkist Popcorn.
No, James is sweet. He's good at where he is. He's on it. We was over Hampstead Heath this morning, having a run. He done 12 kilometres. Rich, you know how fast he done it?
No, I don't.
No, just have a guess, Rich.
I don't know. Was it like an hour?
That was still, it wasn't an hour. It was for 32 minutes. That's a great pace. James is on it. He's ready to unify. He's a 15-round fighter.
Well, I'd like to officially say to all those people that Coogan made me replicate.
Absolutely.
It's all good fun.
Well,
I like all those people that I copied.
I've got to change the battery. Right, just said to little battery change.
Sorry.
It's alright, that's very, very good. Are you alright after that?
I'm alright, yeah.
You're worried about offending people, aren't you?
No. They know I'm only joking, but I don't know. It's like, some I think I'm quite good at, and I don't mind doing.
I thought you nailed Floyd. Definitely.
That was from his tour. When I boxed out Turo Gaddy, I was the B-side.
Obviously Manchester...
Javante Davis. He's a hell of a teller.
One hell of a fighter.
He's a hell of a fighter. In the sport of boxing. Go on.
Eddie Hearn. Manchester this week.
Oh, Anthony CROLLA. I feel I've done that before on a video.
I think you have.
I really strongly believe that Anthony CROLLA is going to beat CROLLA-LINARES this weekend.
Okay, why?
And I just, I know that Linares won well in the first fight. He didn't win easy at all. It was a close fight, but he won well. But I don't know. Maybe we're just on a cloud from the Bellew win. There's something about Anthony Crolla, and it's not just that Joe says the preparation's gone so well. It's not just that I know he's in the shape of his life, but there's something about Anthony Crolla and this incredible story. It's just not over yet, and I think he's going to knock him out. I know it's a big shout, but that's gospel truth. That is how I feel about this fight. I'm more confident in this fight than I was in the first fight, and that's weird, but that's just how I feel. Crolla is ready. He's in his house. He knows what to expect. He's boxed him before. He's a determined son of a bitch, and I'm so desperate for him to win. I really believe he can do it.
Certainly hope so. On the undercard, a little
big card. Battle of Blackpool. Brian Rose against Jack Armfield.
Yeah.
Really interesting little fight. Brian must win that fight. Must win. In fact, if he doesn't win, it's going to be a long road back. Armfield, who has really lived in Rose's shadow for a long time, has come through with some great wins recently. He's really confident. You got British title, third encounter between Martin Ward and Maxi Hughes,
yeah.
British Super Featherweight Championship. I tell you a fight what I'm really looking forward to. Marcus Morrison against Jason Wellborn for the WBC International title. Marcus has never been in with anyone as probably fit, probably strong, certainly not as determined as Jason Wellborn.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very tough fight for Marcus Morrison. Joe believes that he's a great talent, and if he is, he'll beat Jason Wellborn. If he's not, or if he's not ready, he's going to really struggle in that fight. Katie Taylor, first 8-round fight against Melina Kaliva, a former world title challenger. Lawrence Okoli making his big debut. Sean McGoldrick making his debut as well. Nathan Wheatley, Tommy Tatham, Ben Sheedy. Did I miss one? I don't think so. If I did, sorry. Pack card. Can't wait.
What's happening with our old Scouts mate?
Bomber.
Bomber, yeah.
Bomber's just loving life. He's going to chill out. He's going to spend some time with his family, go away. He's the new star, isn't he? Gets mobbed everywhere he goes. Got sponsorship requests and personal appearances coming out of our nostrils. I'm so pleased for him. He's cracked it, isn't he? He's absolutely cracked it.
When will he fight next? At the end of the year?
Well, he's had a scan on his hand, so in about 2 weeks' time, he can tap the bag. If it still hurts, he's going to have it opened up. If it's a capsule, which he tells me, then he's going to be out for 5 or 6 months. But either way, we're nearly in April, May, June, July, August. He's not going to box till September. He will box in September, October, November, December. Not every month, but in one of those months, depending on the extent of his hand injury. And
what seems to be the most realistic option?
Well, Wilder's on a lot for the fight. I think Parker likes the fight.
What did Parker say something about Bellew recently?
Yeah, he tweeted him and said, "I'll come to England to fight you."
Oh, okay.
And of course, there's demand for the David Haye fight. I think
that's what everyone wants to see.
And we're open to that. Look, for Bellew to get that fight, he had to agree to some things that he didn't particularly want to, but and now the shoe's on the other foot, really. So Bellew's really, rather than the money, he's looking more for respect in those negotiations. But he's also not silly. He knows how big that fight could be. And if David Haye can get fit, and David Haye can prove to the public that he's fighting fit, that could be a huge fight, and would certainly be open to discussing that as one of 4 or 5 options for Tony Bellew. I think Tony Bellew has 4 or 5 options. I think David A has 1 option. He has to rematch Tony Bellew because, you know, other than that, he's been beat by someone that he feels he shouldn't have. And, you know, if he's going to go on and challenge for world titles, he needs to avenge that loss, in my opinion. So I don't think David will be difficult if that's a fight to be made. I think he knows the situation. He knows Tony's stock has risen considerably through victory, and therefore, you know, the deal's changed. But we're not ourselves about it. It's not going to be, we've won, you got to take this. It's just a different dynamic to the first fight.
Let's talk about undercards. Joshua Klitschko, and I know that you just announced the fight, so potentially for Brook Spence.
Yeah, so Joshua Klitschko, there's going to be 3 championship fights, of which one's done, one's nearly done, and the other one I'm still trying to close. So the plan was to announce all at once, but I'm not sure that's going to be possible. So I think tomorrow or Friday we'll announce at least one. Could be a debutant on as well, Katie Taylor. And this is outside of those 3 championship fights. So
how many fights will be on? 8, 9?
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there might be 6 or 7 scheduled, but one of those might be a float that may or not feature. So they have 3 championship fights plus Klitschko, plus Katie Taylor, plus another potential debut, and probably plus a float as well. It's the same when we did Froch Groves.
Yeah.
You started off with a 4-rounder, which was Joshua.
Yeah.
Then you had Jamie McDonnell fighting for the WBA world title.
Kamalia fight?
They were floats though.
Okay.
But we had 3 championship fights. Jamie McDonnell fighting for a world title. Kevin Mitchell against Ghislaine Maduma.
Yeah.
And James DeGale against
Brandon Gonzalez.
Yes, well done, son. So it's going to be the same. It's going to be the same kind of setup.
Bit early for Sheffield talk with the undercard.
I think Dylan White will be on May 27.
Yeah.
I'd like to get Dave Allen against Ian Lewison. There will be another world title fight on that card, and every boxer in Yorkshire wants to go on. So that'd be a strong card. That will. Strong card.
So just to obviously run through Manchester this week. Got a break for a couple of weeks here in Scotland for Burns and
Dongo, big unification fight, 140 plus Charlie Edwards against Ian Butcher, Scott Cardle against Robbie Barrett for a British title. So 2 British title fights on that card. Callum Johnson against Sheila Hippotel, Commonwealth title fight. Debut of Josh Kelly, Charlie Flynn in a Celtic lightweight title fight against Ryan Collins, Joe Ham in a title fight. And then from there we go to Liverpool, which you're looking forward to.
Rosado and Murray.
Martin Murray against Gabriel Rosado, great fight. Rocky Fielding against John Ryder for the British. Sean Dodd, Tom Farrell against Tommy Karras. A couple of the Olympians. Scott Fitzgerald. And then we go Wembley. And then we go May 13th in Birmingham. May 27th, may 19th in Newcastle with that Next Gen show. May 27th, Bramall Lane, Brook Spence. June the 3rd, we're looking to go at the O2. Just looking at what we're going to headline with. June the 17th, we might have a world title fight as well. And then we may go in Britain, yeah. And then may go July the 1st, and then that'll be us done till September.
Okay.
And we can have a life. Just for a few weeks.
Okay. So we've got a press conference in Manchester tomorrow, the final one for CROLLA-LINARES.
12:30, everyone welcome. And then the weigh-in at the Radisson Hotel on Friday. Everyone's welcome at that as well. And if you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets for Saturday night. Expecting about 14,000 at the MEN. It's a great turnout. Atmosphere is going to be electric. And get behind Anthony Crolla and watch him do the business. Become the #1 lightweight in the world.
Got anything else you want to add?
No, don't think so.
Alright, cool.
Cool.
Eddie Hearn, thanks for joining to iFull TV. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you later.